it feel weird to do it without a baton?
Actually, it feels better.
It feels better because then you don't have to worry about.
Because like,
yeah.
especially with a piece like this, it's just because I feel like with the baton I can be like a little bit like sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel close with my hand, I can be sticky too.
Sure.
But like
Sure.
I thought this was so much more fluid.
I see.
Honest,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, some people choose to use only their hands, but then that's only if you can make it clear, I guess. Yeah. So it's personal preference. But for the practicing ones, I do so want you to use the baton, just so you can do it. In the beginning, you're reversed direction-wise.
Yeah, I felt
it was a little bit of whoa for the group, I think. But then they got used to it, and then it was fine. But the bigger concern for me is that right now, when you do the two, because you have so much time in between, you're actually freezing in between. You're doing
I am sticking. Okay.
And then so we don't really know when the next beat is going. Okay. It's kind of like if you drop a ball, we know when it's gonna land the ground, except you caught it midair, so we don't really know. Yeah, so then it really try to slow down, just like what I told Abby before, like maybe have somebody drag the end of your baton, and you can't really move that much. You can still do it. It just takes a lot of control of your hand. So, but then just have to practice that if you want to do it in two for most of it. Okay, so that's one thing. The next thing is I want you to pace really well at the end from the poco crescendo, because there's 3 phrases, and we talked about it last class, that you have to make sure that there is gradation. Otherwise, if you always look like you're the same size, just forte, that's the thing. You have to make sure you leave yourself space, and then use your physical presence too. Mm-hmm. When you run out of space, then you project. You're like, this is big. Versus just gonna be this big, and people can't really read that very well. Yeah, so just try that, and I know you're recovering from your energy, so hopefully next time will be better. Okay?
It will be better.
Thank you, Hannah. I thought the way you showed the sound of the beginning and ending was good. Yeah. So now let's talk about the middle at D. Why do you decide to go into 4?
Just because I want it to move more, and it's easier to move in 4 than in 2. At least in my opinion.
Right. I don't think they were moving more with you. Yeah. If you go back, it's actually the same. Well, how do you guys feel?
I felt like I was moving with
I thought it was moving.
Oh, okay. All right, then that's good. All right, so that's fine. Then if you want to do that, and then if you're able to do that, but you don't have to actually do it very big, even though it says forte.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as you're projecting the forte energy in your presence, and it's okay, because when you're in 4, it goes so fast. If you're doing this all the time, you kind of run out of things to do when you're doing the crescendo on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So then, once you show the beginning, then I would go smaller, so you actually have more control. Say, even if you want to go even faster, then you can't really go very fast.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's the thing. And then another thing I wanted to do is pay attention to some details, because you know how the music goes, but the second violin is on the top of the last page.
Yeah.
Need some attention, special attention. I know it's the page turn and everything. So maybe next time we'll have you turn earlier.
Okay.
Right. So then you can definitely catch that part. And then also the first violin on the very last system,
Mm-hmm.
second bar. Yeah, that's
My
the
brain
important
went there, but I
situation.
guess my attention didn't.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah. So then train your brain to think ahead. So
Yeah.
then you can prepare for it. And then this is something that you probably practice too, is that you're thinking about the music, and then you're making yourself, like, even though you're moving to the present beat, but then you're thinking what's coming up next. Yeah. So I thought the pacing in the end was also good. Yeah. So then that's because you went small first.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is, if you're always big, then everything is just, people kind of tune it out after a while. Yeah. So your hands doesn't have to be always big when you see a forte. So try to see if you can experiment with that more.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.